Baby, what have I done? Tell me, tell me, tell me, what have I done?
What's up, everybody? Vol, Asamia, and Drac. It's tomorrow's Monday, gotcha. I apologize. Although it doesn't always mean Monday. Although every Sunday it does. Another that's true. It's true. Okay. Should be relatively in tune. Should I try playing some stuff without warming up? Maybe I can do it like this. Maybe I can actually plan out the audition stuff. I think starting with a tremolo thing would actually be nice. Because as I've mentioned before, although the fingers are moving relatively fast, it's actually quite relaxing and not stressful at all. So. Although there are some annoying stretches and stuff in this piece, it still might be good to warm up with. Thanks for the claps, Vol. Man, where is everybody today? Okay, there's that. There's other. Wait, there's something. There was something else though. It was that. As I've been looking into these things in more details, it can actually sort of initially have a negative impact in exposing some things that I wasn't as technically certain about. Does it sound different to you if you play without headphones? It does, but not so much so that it's distracting or something like that. Because, you know, I play and practice like off stream, so it's not like it's not like I'm only playing on stream, but. If not, then yeah, that would have definitely made a difference. Like, you know, it was really disorienting. I remember streaming and singing without headphones, and I did not like it at all because that was not a normal thing for me. One of the things that's interesting about like random people go, I don't know, just anything, Drek. It could be something you're interested in that people might not think, or something. I don't know. It's just something you maybe would like people to know. Who those group of people are, I don't know. It's up to you. It's just. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. This setup and everything is much less forgiving than a live situation, fortunately. This is something that mimics more of like the situation of recording something. Koala, thank you for the 5-month resub. Let me know if there's something you want me to play. I keep forgetting to let people know. Cello, what's up? Good evening. So like all these little details of squeaks and sounds like that gets picked up way more. And from the impression I get from hearing people's responses to things like, oh, do you hear the people, you know, talking upstairs, or the dog barking, or sounds of the guitar buzzing or something like that. It sounds like I listen to things at a higher volume than what you guys do. So what that means, one of one of the things that means is that I hear more of the details. So both the good details and the bad details, right? It's not better or worse. It's just more of everything. So what that means is I've been spending so much time with the most I don't know, sort of, it's like a magnified version of everything, from nail noises on the strings, sliding, things like that, little buzzing thing. Just everything is magnified and amplified. Actually, somewhat, quite literally. And some of that stuff can get masked a little bit on stage, and that can even change things like the tone. So, if I do this, this even has to do with the microphone placement. If I do this, okay, for one, you hear like a thumping sound. You can really hear my nail. I'm not pressing any harder or lesser. Shit. You hear that too. Sorry guys. Remember, it was louder for me than it was for you guys. Hurt me more than it hurt you. But actually, that was quite startling. What's up, Blackberry? Yeah, exactly. What occupies the space between the music? Yeah, it is hyper. Yep. Yaruto, hello. Yeah, I don't know what that says, but yeah, exactly. I believe. Un día de noviembre? Yeah, for sure. I haven't already played. I've only played one piece so far. So what you get are things like this. We can sort of mimic. So that was some of the mimicking of the masking of certain sounds. There's also things like this. The sound, there's an aspect of the sound that I like, an aspect of it, not the sound overall. But when I do this, you like that effect? Yeah, me too. It's partially what it's kind of doing is, well, you're getting more of the sort of resonance of the guitar, maybe you could say, and less of the, again, less of the extraneous noises. It's almost actually like EQing the sound too. And it makes space. It totally makes space, because what I was just gonna say is a way to mimic that is to not just add reverb, but to take out this microphone. So when I do this, I add reverb, but you still actually hear, this exact sound. There's just another sound on top of it, the reverb sound. If I were to only do the reverb, you hear this. What's up, Cheap Asian? Ready? So the tremolo is actually a good example of this, where you're not hearing each like and the sound bleeds the sound from one thing. There's less of that attack like present, and the sound lingers on more. So there's like, this is one extreme. This is the in-between where you hear both. And this is the one where there's no more of what you'd call the dry signal. It's just the wet signal, just the reverb. So what they're gonna hear, what you get in like a concert hall or anywhere, is you just get that reverb in a certain sense. You don't get a dry signal. Like the person only hears what they get from the space. Like, yeah, there's sound coming from the instrument to their ears and off the walls and stuff, but it's all of that together. They're not like hearing. Their ear isn't right up to the guitar, unless they actually are just like sitting in front of you listening. But that's, there's somewhere in the hall where it takes this into consideration. So some of these things gets like smoothed out a bit, you could say, to use a sort of visual example, like smoothed out. It gets softened. There's like some like Photoshop. There's like musical airbrushing going on. Also, Gerb, what's up? It sounds like The Last of Us. It's in the same key as the like Last of Us song that everyone looks at. Also, Bill, what's up? How's it going? And yeah, contrary to most musicians' beliefs, reverb isn't a cure-all. There's some things, yeah, it can make worse for sure, especially if things aren't clear. If it's not already clear, well, again, like I said, it smooths things out. So that's not necessarily good or bad. It's just, well, it just smooths things out. So if you're not really clear in what you're doing, it'll make it even less clear. Also, Blackberry mentioned noise or tonal inadequacies. Well, I don't know if you mean like pitch stuff too, because that can happen too. If the pitch is off, like that wrong pitch, like, is gonna continue to linger longer. Oops. So it depends on what you're going for, and also, yeah, just what things what aspects of the music you're focusing on at the moment. Yeah, it can add some color to things too. It can do a lot, but yeah, that's why the people who are like reverb, like it's like, dude, you should sing without the reverb or something. That's cheating. It's like, what do you want? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Because yeah, people tend to think of it as the same thing as like auto-tune for some reason, but it's really, all of this is just a way to make the sound is close to, at least for me, how I want it to be. And again, it's why if I overdid the reverb, that's not good. Like, what is happening? Well, what is happening there? Also, it's a little strange for me because I can actually hear the guitar. It's muffled, but I can hear the guitar directly into my ears and stuff. So I actually get because the reverb is slightly delayed, too. I actually hear some of the guitar right here, but so it's not actually the same as what you're hearing. And there is reverb there all the time without electronics. Yeah, and it's why you don't go to concert halls. It's why concert halls don't sound like speaking spaces, maybe you could say, that are really dry and clear. It's like, what are you gonna go to like a great concert hall and be like, they should deaden the sound here. This reverb is cheating. I want it to sound worse just for some like dude, it's not a competition. It's not like that's not what music is. It's an experience. Like this is an experience and I want it to sound as good as possible. And by good I mean like close to, I have a particular idea in mind of how I'd like things to sound, and I'll do whatever I can to get it there. The pitch bias, either from the room tone is emulating or flub notes performance become extended in the reverb. Yeah, they just linger. So, yeah, that's some stuff on sound. These are all things to definitely think about. Okay, so my apologies, Koala. You mentioned Un Día de Noviembre. Which apparently got a little folded over. Okay, we'll put on some of that reverb. No, it's over. Sorry, yeah. Thank you for the claps and the resub too. I just wanted to sort of look again at something I had messed up. I second guessed myself, and it just messed up a bunch of things. But all right, so here's another thing I'm going to be playing. Let's see how this Gavotte, or sorry, Allemande is doing from Bach's first Lute Suite, and hopefully this part is fine. That's another part that I looked at. I knew that was going to happen. But that's why you do these things now, and then you uncover these things, because if not, they're likely to happen in a performance. And then when that happens, you don't have any opportunity to fix them, because you're in the middle of the piece. I guess. Hey, Trendle, thank you for the raid. What's up? Welcome in. Hello, Kazi. How's it going? I want to be even clearer. Oh, is this the raid call? Woo. Reminds me of Ric Flair. I want to be. It just means I need to be even clear about what's being played. Fenris the Unlurky's Turkey. Unlurky's Turkey. What's up? Welcome in. I was thinking about still barring all of this, but just lifting it up and putting it back down. There's a chance of some extra little chance of extraneous noise, but it'll be less stressful by a tiny bit on my first finger. Because then I don't have to move. I can just do this instead of. Oh. How high is the action? That's a good question. Higher than I'd like it to be totally honest. Some of you may remember, geez, when was this? This was like a few years ago. Oh man, when was this? So is this Fenris, the Unlurky's turkey, or Fenr is the Unlurky's turkey? Unlurkiest. I missed the T in between. Okay, I was gonna say lurkies. What is that? Unlurkiest turkey. Okay, so now it's Fenr. Unluckiest. I got. It happened a long time ago. So a long time ago, I went to get this really specifically. There's a really specific thing. Playing these notes would cause a buzzing over here. This like back buzzing over there. So not this. Actually, this guitar does a pretty good job. Does a pretty good job of not buzzing actually. Not buzzing against these frets like you normally hear, but buzzing over here. And so I had the person who built the guitar put these little shiv things here, right? That's what you call them. And it raised the action a bit 1.5 years ago. Well, did he do it at the same time as... I think he did do it at the same time as this piece getting loose. So maybe it was, yeah. And it raised the action, and he didn't... He was like, dude, you don't want to raise it anymore. Because every once in a while, it still happens. But it's so infrequent that it wouldn't be worth it to raise the action anymore. Because it's like, it is relatively high, unfortunately. But it's not like extremely high. Like, I don't know. It's kind of relative, but... Fenris, the okay. I just saw in my mind Fenrir, which is like a summon, which probably comes from some mythology thing. Right? Fenrir is at least an FF6. Okay, Fenris, the Unlurkiest turkey. Gotcha. Takes way more effort, can't do... Exactly, yeah, there's that. I found out only a year ago that this guitar is slightly bigger than most guitars. Slightly, but it kind of makes a bit... This neck is actually slightly wider. The string spacing is slightly wider, and the neck is like slightly fatter, which doesn't help me in these situations. When I was going over the specs for the new guitar to be built. You stole it from Dragon Age? Okay, gotcha. I was like, it sounds like something. That's what it brought. It brought up some fantasy game type thing, whether it's an RPG or something. Yeah, it was just like. So I found out because this guitar is harder to play in almost every way than this, $150, although we looked it up recently, $200 Alvarez thing here. Part of the reason is that this string spacing and everything is just a little bit wider, and I super struggle with this in ways that unfortunately I can't actually work on. No amount of like practice will totally cure it. I mean, obviously practicing helps with stuff, but there's only so much stretching and exercises and stuff you can do. But so the guitar that's being built for me currently is smaller scale length this way, and the string spacing and neck and stuff are going to be smaller, which will make it significantly easier to play in multiple ways. Because sort of like the easier it is to play, it feeds back in on itself a little bit, because it means you don't have as much tension in your hand overall. And like the less tension there is, then the easier things become, which means there's less likely to be tension built up. And it's the exact opposite. If there is tension, if this is like really tense to do and stuff, then it's going to make it even harder, which will then make like other things even harder, which means you're going to be more likely to be tense doing those, which means it's more likely for the things following to be so it just continues on that way, which is why being aware of tension in both hands, although my focus is always this hand, because fortunately things have been good with this one. It's why I really need to focus on this stuff. But yeah, this thing here, is kind of a jerky little. Actually, yeah, no, this is definitely better. Yeah, no, this is definitely better. Total Zachary, what's up? I'm glad you like the setup. Thanks for the song. You are very welcome, Koala. Thank you for the resub. So it's like, where is the issue actually coming up? If there's anyone new to playing music or something, or maybe is, I don't know, well, interested in learning stuff. One of the biggest things for me I've learned throughout the years is not all problems are created equally, and approaches to problems seem to be, both from my experience and from observing and listening to others, it seems to be the majority of the time are the problems are not what you think they are. Sometimes I feel like they're actually simpler than one may think, where pure repetition is like the go-to. Right? When you think of practice, you think of repeating stuff, right? That's like, at least I do, kind of. You can't just repeat stuff, even if you're repeating it correctly. You can't just repeat stuff. He said it wasn't about how you press the strings, but how you touch the string. Less noise. Are you talking about left hand? Because it sounds like you're talking. Oh man, I could see this for both hands. Gotta creep for a bit, but I was gonna say, I was like, but that doesn't sound like the unlurkiest. Enjoy the lurk, Fenris. There's no need to overthink it. Don't worry. The questions of the day are never meant to be overthought. There is no right or wrong answer. You can interpret it however you want. It's literally just for, I don't know. know. It's just for people to chat about something, maybe something they haven't really thought about, and for people to learn stuff about each other. And this one is actually one of the most. This is getting almost at the heart of my approach to the question of the day. It's like, it's essentially like, I don't know, what's something you just want to say? Is maybe a simpler way to put it. Hey, I like this thing. Oh, you might not have known that this is something I did. Like, a possible answer for me, something like this. I used to skateboard all the time. Now, some of you do know that, some of you don't. And it's like, I really like that. What about this? What if we sort of change it a bit? What's something, what's sort of like, okay, I sit here, I have like a classical guitar, and I go, I love Johann Sebastian Bach. And I hold the guitar at a 45-degree angle, and I have a fireplace here. So I must be a uptight goody two-shoes and I listen to lots of classical music, which I do, but a big part of it, some people, I don't think there's anyone in chat right now unless they're lurking. Some people have witnessed the degeneracy that I can embody when I'm not on stream. Like, there are a lot of assumptions that could be made about me, and it would probably be unwise to assume those things. So I like learning those things about people. You may make some assumptions about people, and then you learn something about them, and you're like, wait, what? What the heck? What the heck? Oh, okay, so yeah, so what I mean by this is it just physically difficult to do? Well, if I can... Apparently not. Now I said, I was just acting. So it's like, okay, well, what about this? Okay, so I can do that, and that overlaps with this. So why can't I just do the full thing? And I feel like this is a huge thing that happens, at least for me, but... It seems to have to do with focus. And I don't mean just like, hey, pay attention. Stop letting your mind wander. I mean, like, what are you actually thinking about? What part of this are you focusing on? If something goes on for too long, does your brain just go bleh, and everything just melts together and it all blurs into one thing? That's I feel like what happens the most, which is why I more and more become an advocate of doing everything you can to make what you're playing as clear in your mind as possible. But so what this means is like, what if instead of repeating this over and over, again, like practice it. Okay, so repeat it correctly. That'll probably work to a certain degree, but there seems to be a more efficient and even more solid way to do this, which may not work right away, but that's to find something to bring your focus and clarity back. So it can even be something like, well, if I can do this, and so I'm literally doing this in the moment. So we go, okay, that seems to be fine, and that seems to be fine. So what if the point of grounding and the point of refocusing can be this? So we can try that and go, okay, B and D. B and D, those sounds. First finger and third finger. Second fret of the fifth string and third fret of the second string. All those things. So now it's like my mind can click into this place where things seem to work out from there. So we can kind of try it. And what that means is the whole time I don't think about anything but this. And that type of thing seems to be much more, it just seems to be embody the phrase that I'm sure you've all heard of, like working smarter, not harder. Which anything that rhymes can sometimes be lame like that, but you know. And so another one is this. That I mess up a bunch, but it's clearly, again, not a physical thing. So how come when I go, how come I mess that up sometimes? And so the point of focus I've been trying are these two C's. So you don't play it like that, but you know. See, I didn't think I played this, so that means I wasn't thinking of it. And sometimes that point of focus can just tie the two things together that you were already physically able to do. And it wasn't a matter of just like, oh, I need to learn how to move my fingers like this. Like, your fingers know how to do that. Your brain is just giving up partway through. So you need to get its attention back somewhere. This one is actually just F sharp I need to think about. But, damn it, I was hoping that would work. So something, adding more onto this is making this. So it's missing this C sharp. gonna say that looks like one of Scotty's emotes. See, I missed the C sharp again. So what if we do this? So I missed it again. So but again, if I do that, it's fine. So. So it makes me think that it's just I'm like losing focus. Now that time I missed something different. I got it, but this finger wasn't on the A sharp, so it didn't sound, but there we go. Also, another one here is this F sharp links this whole thing together. Well, actually, M. P-I-M-A. C. S sometimes. M. F sharp. M. F sharp. I can't say it. The F sharp. I wasn't fun because I'm actually thinking about something way different. I was thinking about people requesting stuff. I think this is why having one of the reasons why having such a clear head and not having personal distractions in life can be so important. Bugbeat, what's up? Thank you for the kind words. Now let's try this Saraband. I actually have to think about it. I heard someone mention this when they were thinking about ornaments, is that so for those who don't know, you may have heard the term like hammer on and pull off. Hammer on. Oh God. See that buzzing, this is why another reason why these type of mini little distractions are so, for me, they're they can be huge. It's like, oh, every time you play a C, you hear a buzz, and every time I play with this finger, it feels like really strange up here. And then there's sounds coming from over. There's just all this stuff. It's just like, man, how are you supposed to focus on this F sharp or these two C's or, you know, this C sharp and A sharp? What was I saying? Oh yeah, that's right. Focus. No. When doing these hammer-ons and pull-offs, if you're on an electric guitar, you can just kind of lift your finger up and put it back on. But if you notice, if I do that, it doesn't go da 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 da. So I have to pluck. But that can be a little weird sounding. It can be a little heavy and like, what's up, Nad? So I heard someone recently talking about how they really just focus on the biggest of these plucks down into the fretboard, only on the last one. So it's like you kind of pluck sideways. You never just go up, but it's kind of sideways, and then on the last one, plucking into the fretboard. So it's like da yum instead of or. However long the ornament is. So that's something I've been. It's not a rest stroke. Well, that's what I was saying. So it's like there's an in between there. There's straight up, which does essentially nothing. There's a rest stroke, what Nad's talking about, into the fretboard. That's like essentially down. That's the opposite. But then there's like to the side. Which isn't this, but it's not this. Right? You guys can hear the difference, I'm assuming. This one is like that's loud. It's loud and it's bright and it's crisp. And so I've always kind of just tried to just do this one. It's like that's what you're supposed to do, right? But I think it was Marco Tamayo talking about how he does some of these ornaments, where he was talking about doing this sort of in-between thing up until the very last one, and that one gets the extra emphasis straight into the fretboard. Like that. Instead of... because I've always struggled with ornaments. For one, I've never been like the biggest fan overall, which is on the face of it is sounds sort of strange, but what I mean is like I've never relied on them too much, and when people do lots of ornamentation and stuff, I can, depending on how they do it, it's maybe not always my favorite to listen to. And I feel like it's quite difficult on the guitar. You don't get to keep the continuous bowing thing, which you then can do this, and the sound just keeps going just as loud. You know, or on electric guitar, you can essentially do this, or a piano. it doesn't mean it's easy and that it'll be even, but in terms of volume, it's this instrument is like, I'm not saying this because I play it, but like this instrument is like a pain in the ass. It's just a pain in the ass. Cross string trills, those are tough too, because to doing those, I feel like that requires its own sort of subtlety and touch. That was good. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, except I didn't mean to hit this E. Which these, by the way, are just like, I feel like they're directly tied into just tremolos, because that's what it is. It's just, it's sort of like, exactly, yeah, just doing. Over two strings, skipping over. Yeah, what's up, Captain? Captain, how do you feel about cross-string trills? A good use of one here is like really. Oops. I haven't played this one. But it gives you it's just a totally different feel, like. Like those are just, they're just so different. Elliot does those a lot. He is like he does those so much, and also vibrato this way. But like it totally works for his playing. I mean, he's essentially like, I don't know how much of it specifically came from being partially trained by a harpsichordist. So it's like he's slightly speaking with an instrumental accent. Which I'm gonna. man, some of this stuff like really, really works. Let's see if I feel like I should be able to find this pretty quickly. Dude, is there a way to shut off YouTube giving you recommendations in your search results? Am I the only person who thinks that's absurd? Like, dude, I search for something. Give me the search results. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like actually not really sure I understand it. Like, there are plenty of like, just going to YouTube gives you recommendations. Like, dude, I'm just searching for something. It's like me specifically saying like, yes, okay, you recommended this stuff, but like, that's the whole point of searching, is that you're actually trying to look for like. Here, let me give you results for just something I know. I'm specifically saying you didn't search for this. The whole point of searching is to get something really specific that you're looking for. And for them to be like, oh, you're looking for something? Well, do you want something that you're not looking for? It's like, dude, not right this second. Okay, let me just... sorry, I just had to say that because I had to scroll past a bunch of things. Like, or previously watched. I don't want to. Why are you giving me something? I already watched it and isn't related to this. What are you doing? Hey, do you feel like watching this again? No, I don't. But how's everyone doing? Instrumental accent. Yeah, it's like that's someone who this is the first time I've used this phrase. I've never heard someone use it, but it's just what I think. Like, it's like he's like speaking partially with an accent, but it's like the accent of a different instrument instead of, that of a different language. And so there's a couple things that are interesting here. So I'm sure, I can't remember it, I'm sure we'll hear, God, that's loud. But he does something. There's something really specific here. I wanted to bring this up on stream sometime anyway, so. Entertainer? I am an entertainer. Are you not entertained? Just kidding. I know you're talking about requesting the song The Entertainer, but I just had to be cheeky for a second. I think this is a good time to do both of these. This is something... Also, if you want to hear relatively just like pleasant, no wrong, no buzzing, weird things like that, but just listen to Elliot from 1987. Just listen to this. There's like not a single missed note or anything like that. But it's also like relatively tame. But that's different from this, which is more than 30 years later. So this second one, he did something that I've never heard anyone do on a guitar before. And some of you may be like, what? Even when you hear it, but maybe you'll see what I mean. Watch. So this is the prelude to the third cello suite. Okay. So the previous 10 seconds is what I was talking about. Does anybody know what I'm about to say? Like, what about did that seem maybe for more of the like guitar aficionados, classical guitar aficionados among us? Does anybody know what was like kind of like special about that? Right, this. What? kind of an ambiguous question, but when he shakes his head, no, not that. Although this is not a, so that's just him. That wasn't a flub. I mean, that's just he makes the guitar just like buzz all the time. That's just him being like, brum, like, brum. It's well, let's see if I can. To me, this he captures the sound of someone playing Bach on a harpsichord that I've never heard anywhere else except on a harpsichord. And it partially has to do with the articulation of these dun 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 dun. Particularly when Bach does this stuff where he repeats it, it tends to be not necessarily in a minor key, as this is not in a minor key, but it is in a minor tonality. Like it's a dun 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 dun. It sounds, this just like straight up sounds like a harpsichord. Because not everything is cut off. It's just like da 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 da. I've never heard anyone ever just do that, and it's like. Me of like, especially it may be like halfway or 2/3 of the way through a piece or something. But it has that like creepy dark. Take care, Cassie. I just Are you talking about this? This setting? I'm not a fan of this. For what it sounds like there's air conditioning going on, but his hands are so big. His are, yeah. There's a little bit of that vibrato. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a mix of trills and just like cross string, like campanella sort of scales. You'll see in a second. Yeah, that, which was actually super clean, like that. Oh, so that was actually a cross string trill with another voice moving. Moving underneath. But this little flurry of like it's like but then some people are like, it's slightly off topic, some people are like oh, but there's buzzing and all this stuff, and that's where it's like, again, this is just watch him do this, the whole like first violin sonata. There's none of that. It's way more tame, but so it's like he can do that if you. Although there's a little. I mean, this has tons of. He's playing a. Well, again, this is from 1987, so it's like, it's not the best quality. So like a lot of this is to just kind of say that like how much intention there is behind what's going into it, and I think intention is like. I think that's just like, kind of just reigns supreme in whenever it comes to interpreting something or anything artistic, but yeah. Pretty fair. I'm telling you, from personal experience, I've heard him play like a billion times on multiple instruments, casually, in different halls with different people. It is there are obviously like mistakes that happen a bunch and stuff like that, which I know he takes the risks on purpose to do that. But like, for example, I've heard him play the 24th Caprice. Because there's a really popular version of him playing online, but there's like, it's not the cleanest version, but like, I've seen it live with my own eyes and ears. I heard him play it, and it was like note perfect. It was like insanely clean, but it was a little like, it wasn't quite as outgoing as the one with more mistakes. But also, this is kind of just random, but this is something I'd wanted to do anyway, so maybe this is a good time to do it. But I thought this was really interesting. I don't know if anyone cares, but so he did this video series thing that's Segovia in the Segovia style, where he kind of plays somewhat mimicking Segovia. And I thought that was really interesting too, because then it's another example of, for one, control, intention, but also just kind of overall musicianship and ear and attention to details. I'll show you what I mean. So what if I just do it like this? What the? That is not what I wanted. Did not think there was a person who would have fit those results. Okay, so if we do like a little experiment here. So this is Elliot playing sort of like Segovia. And so you can try to think about like what was like, how did he play that? What did it sound like? That may be a weird question, but and here's Segovia's recording. There's a slight delay between the first and second notes. It's not boom da 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 boom dun 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 da 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 da. And so there's the same slight delay, and then boom. Boom boom dum 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 dum. Listen to the bass here. And then listen to the bass when Segovia plays. I wish the recording was better, but it's from 1952. David Bowie, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Brian. It makes me sad to see young people talk about flow or trap. I mean, so here's what you can do. Here's what you can do about that. Yeah, they may just somewhat be getting older, but I don't think it's I don't think you can chalk everything up to just. I think styles change. The thing is, there's all sorts of different things happening in music. Like, I'm not doing that right now. And so what you can do, and I'm being like partly a little, well, is it's not like the musician's fault, if that makes sense. Now, if there was no one making that music and it was only people making like trap music and stuff or whatever, then it'd be like, oh, what the hell is wrong with everybody? But then you could do it if you wanted to. What you can do is show support for the type of music that you do like, the stuff that's not that. And especially when it comes to money, that speaks volumes. That rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Yuri on Ice, I cannot. Blazy Blaze, I actually don't know what that means. Or I don't know what that is, but so. But yeah, back onto this, interpreting music. There's that thumb arpeggio and slight momentary freeze on that chord. So let's see what Segovia does. So he does that exact same thing too. There was also something else in there. There was... No. That's extended. Instead of da 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 da. Does Elliot do it too? And so we're not going to go through the whole thing because that's just the first 15 seconds. But again, it shows another example of control. And what's the name of the song? It is A Prelude in E Major by Manuel Ponce. And these are some of the things. So again, it's another thing that's like, if there's one thing to not like someone's interpretation, but these interpretations, if you think they come from a place of like ignorance or something, that's just not the case. This isn't why he's doing it. It's sort of like partly an homage to Segovia, but it's also part of a DVD or like VHS that he made at the time. I think it was in the 90s, and he's talking about sort of how to play like Segovia. And I know he brings up something about this where like you can, instead of going like, it's if just these are the notes, you can roll it, but not just roll it. You can cut off the bottom notes, like, and then not just that, you can extend and do a vibrato here. With a rest stroke with your A finger. I like doing that. So there's things like this. If anyone's ever noticed, I do that every time. The last time around, after this. And it goes and repeats back again. I don't know if Segovia does it there, but if it... It certainly feels like it works there. There's this too. And this is Ponce. This is the piece I've been working on recently. I had to change the fingering around to something. This is more difficult to play here, but I felt like this just had to be. It could be this. Like, how easy is this? So it could be. As opposed to. Like, it just had. I was trying to do something like this, and I realized that by doing this, barring these two with this finger, then. Which you can do with this A major chord. Something. There's the timbre, yeah, of this G versus this one. Even if you try. But then doing this is not the same as. Is all or most classical music played in standard tuning? I mean, most of it is, although tuning, if there is a next common tuning, it's definitely tuning this string down to D. Actually just play that. Metal and classic, yeah, so people usually hear like. And it's all of a sudden just instantly getting you ready for like. The one I did, I played Andrew York's transcription of one of the cello suites. I think the third cello suite, the last movement is a jig in the original key, and I think it went C, G, D. This was C, this A was tuned down to G, and what it did is it let you essentially kind of play just like a cello. Also, Queensy, what's up? Just passing by to say hi and sending the good vibes. Thanks for the good vibes and saying hello. Let's try this. What was the thing? Oh, I want to do this. I'm not sure how to actually make the sound happen. There's something about this. I don't know if it needs to be isolated with a bunch of vibrato, and then this glissando down. Something about it feels like this is not right. And then this needs to start off this quiet, creepy part. So not that. I think I'm getting my second finger ready ahead of time, too far ahead of time, so much that it's missing the note before it. Oh, it was this. But I don't really know how to. There's also things like I get the urge to make this really heavy. What leads into it? that was a fingering I changed like a couple days ago. Instead of oh, but that's sort of just ease of playing. But well, the other one comes up right here. The thing. I need to not do that. I want there to be like, I have a bunch of energy there, but I need to not put it into this, or else it makes that sound. Dark Plat, what's up? Thanks. But yeah, there's the. Man, I need to, with all the energy there. That's right, yeah, Ponce. Nice. Nice. Exactly. I don't expect the majority of people on Twitch to even know Ponce, so when someone comes and hears a fragment of a piece and knows that it's Ponce, it's like, oh, all right. Oh, you're from Mexico? Okay, yeah. So he was, yep, from your motherland. I love Ponce. Yeah, let's do the second movement too. So yeah, I think these should all be, in a few weeks, should be fine for the audition. Again, I'm not worried about like getting accepted or not. I just want to specifically play really well. I need to play this one more. I was playing it all the time, and I haven't been playing it as much, so it's getting a little sketchy. The second movement. See, that's not right. I should just read it because. can't remember. Do I bar just 2 strings? This doesn't feel right. One second. I think this feels. Yeah, because even though you never actually need this note, it's my finger, everything just feels more balanced that way. Actually, no, we can't bar that. We need the D. I actually don't like this, but I just kind of did as a little joke. I keep forgetting to write this in. Not that it matters really. Unless I should. Maybe I should actually do that there. But what I need to change is this. Unless, one second. No, it's different. I'll actually look at the third movement later, but the first movement takes priority right now. Maybe I can do some Renaissance stuff. The past couple months I've been focusing on some different things and haven't played a lot of the pieces I was playing before. We haven't been hearing as much Dowland, for example. Can I play some Bach? I can. Maybe I can do some stuff from the first cello suite. Also, if anyone wants to, formally request something, okay. Or just to help support the channel in general, if you're able to subscribe or cheer or donate or anything, it'd be super helpful. Like, I've been streaming for over 2 hours and we've gotten 1 sub. Also, it's January 29th. And this is what things look like. here so I remember. I keep forgetting to. My hand tenses up there and I don't know why. Okay, let's do that. Maybe it's that. This is another one. Thanks, Hedda. And thanks, Roman's Life. Okay, I might need to head out. Sarah, thank you for the subs. Do I do green sleeves? I do.
Yeah, sub 13.
I'm looking for someone to raid. Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to, I don't know, sub or donate or something for a request or something, I feel like I can't, at least not anymore tonight. I can't keep playing. I feel like I gave a lot for almost nothing.
So,
Oh, this person's heading out. Um, maybe we can raid Tyler Levs. I haven't raided him in a while. Okay. Sorry. All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope to see you then. For right now, let's go say hey to Tyler, who's doing some of his own music. Take care, everybody.